Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. It means the world to me. I discovered a show called My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding, and I feel like I've seen clips of this when I was younger on like Facebook or something, and the lifestyle did seem pretty chaotic, but I think I watched the American one, and this time when I came across the episode, like all the episodes are on YouTube. And when I clicked on it, it was an English version. And I was like, oh, I don't really know much about like English culture, so I don't know if this is gonna be my vibe. And it was absolutely my vibe in a sense of I need to talk about this. I need to express my feelings about this. I need to tell you about this. And we need to talk together about it as a community. Also, I hit 1,000 subs. It was super awesome. Thank you so much for everyone who has subscribed and listened to me yap. It is amazing. And if you guys have any suggestions on things you want me to deep dive into or to look into and give my commentary on, again, always comment below. And you can go follow me on my Instagram and send me a DM if you like on certain things that you think would be a good idea for me to talk about. With that said, let's kind of get our roots down. All right, let's get a lay of the land. Let's talk about what a gypsy even is. So, a traveler gypsy is an informal or an umbrella term often used to describe distinct nomadic or historically nomadic ethnic and culture groups. While people often group them together, the term usually refers to separate communities like the Rumney people or the Irish travelers who have different origins and distinct cultures. In today's episode, we're gonna basically touch on Rumney and Irish travelers. I'm sure that in other episodes, they will touch on other cultures that are like nomadic, but in the first episode that we're going to be recapping and discussing, they are Rumney and Irish. Rumney people are an ethnic group that originally migrated from northern India centuries ago, and they settled across Europe and the Americas. The word gypsy for them, it doesn't really super apply to them from what I've read on the webs. And they usually go by Roma. I could be saying that wrong. And then we have our Irish travelers. This is a distinct indigenous ethno-cultural group originating, you guessed it, Ireland. They are not genetically related to Rumney people, though they share very similar traditions, beliefs, ethics, and morals with the Rumney people. Okay, so we got our bases down. Gypsies are basically, they come from a nomadic kind of culture background, and there are a lot of different little groups that have different beliefs and different morals, but they all kind of do have similar values and traditions running throughout. That's how I see it, at least. And I'm not trying to offend anyone. If you come from a gypsy background, let me know if anything is wrong. I am open to discussion on this one, guys. I am not trying to, say anything for a fact here, okay? I watched a damn reality TV show on it. I am not an expert in any way. That said, let's get into my experience of this show. Start off talking about how gypsy girls cannot talk to boys. They cannot date. They cannot have intimate moments with boys. They can't have intimate moments before marriage.
They did look like prostitutes. That's how you would describe them. They were dressed with short skirts, low tops, and you just wouldn't walk around like that, or you wouldn't let your daughter walk around like that. But when you get to know them, the morals are so high. You would say they were definitely stuck in a time warp.
Look, this might sound bad on my part. It might sound judgmental on my part, and that is totally fair. But I was shocked because when I've seen photos and videos of gypsy girls, they are encouraged to dress extremely provocatively. And now look, I am the last person to say that dressing provocatively if it is an invitation to do anything. It absolutely is not. Someone could walk down the street naked and you have no right to their body. But I am saying that it is very interesting because the girls are encouraged to dress this way. The girls are encouraged to do this. They don't like it when girls want to dress different from how they usually dress. If it is not Y2K Juicy Couture, big zebra print, short shorts, they don't like it. So I was just really surprised. And that's just my honest opinion. Again, your presentation does not mean that it's an invitation. But at the same time, there is hypocrisy within the culture to say that if a girl is caught alone with a boy, she is tainted, words they use, tainted and dirty, but if she doesn't have shorts up her ass crack, she's boring and undesirable.
Traveller girls have to follow the strict rules of courtship imposed on them by the community.
It's more what you can't do than what you can do. Like, say like it's a bunch of boys and one girl's there, then your name's talked about. It's just how it should be, like girls with girls and boys with boys.
It is a bit of a conundrum. It is a bit of a conundrum. And we're going to be meeting Josie, who is a, wait for it, 16-year-old Rumney traveler. 16? 16. Oh my goodness. Whoo. Girl, was someone trying to tie me down at 16? I think we would have a murder case in our hands, let me tell you. They'd be like, she been doggone crazy. She needs to be locked up. She needs to be locked up. I was unmanageable as a teenager. So these two are engaged to get married. And while from my hometown, this isn't an uncommon thing where I'm from, it really isn't. I have seen 16-year-olds get pregnant, drop out of school, and have to get jobs. It usually always stems from pregnancy, though. I personally find it usually always stems from pregnancy. There is always, where I'm from, a core reason why you have to go and get married, right? But with the gypsies, that's not it. The core reason is because you should get married and then everything comes after. There's no reason to get married other than that is what God wants, and that is what is your job to do. You are 16, you have your period, you know how to clean, you know how to talk, so now it's time to breed. And I was just like, oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry if this offends anyone. It was giving child bride. It was giving child bride. It was, because Swanley's 19, and that is pretty, like, they're pretty close in age. Apparently, from what I was reading, this wasn't really mentioned in the show. This is what I was reading after watching the show. Apparently, the girls marry young, the guys marry older. And, like, Swanley's, like, close to Josie in age. Like, this is like they're basically the same age marriage. No, he's 19. He should be in college. And she should be in high school. But, you know, I do have to say, as a whole, let's open our minds to different perspectives and different upbringings, because, you know, the beautifulness of going from living in a small town in North Carolina to living in a big city like Melbourne is that I've seen all forms of lifestyle, and all of them do have their benefits and all of them do have their downsides. But this is a type of extremism that it's asking for chaos. It's asking for disaster. And it's really interesting because while we sit here and talk about it, most people don't see their life that way. Most of these girls don't see their life that way. Most of these boys don't see their life that way. Why? Because they grew up with these beliefs and know nothing else. I was saying this in my Daddy Daughter Dream Team video. How can you ever truly know what is your path in life if you aren't given several options of what your path in life is? If you are shoved on one path, how do you absolutely know that that is your path? And that's what really worries me about these girls and these guys too, who are like, you know, I'm excited to get married. I really, really want it. I'm so excited. You're excited because you've experienced nothing else. And if you go, oh, Bobs, that's so mean, they haven't experienced anything else. I really don't think they've experienced anything else. You know what they've experienced? Having to drop out of the age at 11. Yes, they need to the girls drop out at the age of 11 to help the mother take care of the house and the children.
Sue, aged 11, to care for her siblings and help with the housework.
The woman shouldn't work. I think it's the man's job to do. You know, like just go out working and bring money in and all that there. I don't think it's the woman's job. It's the man's world. The man's a man, the woman's a woman.
Okay? Basic literature, basic mathematics, basic life skills. And it's enough to make her into a housewife. It's like, no. So of course they're excited to get their own life because their whole life is child labor. So of course they're excited to go get married. Of course they're excited to go start a new life because at least it would be their own. Because you go to school and do your own thing until you're 11 years old. And then after that, you're dropped out and you're taking care of someone else's family? The family your parents decided to have? Oh, yeah, I would be excited to get married and start my own little thing then too. Like I said before, Josie, the 16-year-old bride, actually left school at 11 to stay at home and help take care of the 9 kids. 9 kids! Romney gypsies like to keep everything within the family. So a lot of them have huge families to help keep the community big. At first I thought, why does Josie need to leave school so young? What could she possibly need to help with? But once I figured out they had 9 kids, of course she needs to leave school. Because I highly doubt that they have a babysitter. I'm sure it's just the one mom. So yeah, I could see them having to take her out of school. Does it make it right? No. Do I agree with it? No. Do I understand how this has happened for generation on generation on generation? Yes. And just because something is normalized does not inherently make it okay. I wasn't even 5 minutes into the show, and I was so sad. Because Josie and Swanley have true chemistry. And being someone who does come from a small town where teenage marriage isn't uncommon, I really wanted to go into this with an open mind. But when Swanley was asked why he loves Josie, the only 2 things he could think of was she cooks and she cleans.
No, Josie's the right girl. She's a good cook, you know. I know. She does clean up for most of the day. That's a good sign. And that ain't really the main thing. It's the main thing.
It is so sad to me because that is extremely sad for Josie that her true self isn't being seen, you know? But also at the same time, it's also sad for Swanley that he is taught that these are the utmost morals and the utmost best qualities of a person. Now, can he want these things in a wife? Can a normal person want these things in a husband or wife or partner in general? Yes, absolutely. I don't think there's anything wrong when you're searching for your significant other to say, I really do prefer someone who keeps a tidy house, or I really do prefer someone who is just, neat. That's fine. Who am I to yuck your yum? But when that is the only thing you can see, when that dictates who you're going to choose as a partner for the rest of your life, it is asking for disaster. And it also is so sad that The biggest form of connection you're ever gonna have is what you have to offer labor wise. You know what I mean? Like that sucks, you know? That I just think that personally sucks. And if someone asked my partner why he loved me, I would want more than she cleans and cooks. I'm sorry. I would want more than that. Okay. So it's Josie's hen night. Ooh, the girls are gonna get down. The girls are gonna get down. And everyone's outfits are diabolical. All the outfits are diabolical. And I love it. If you think I'm gonna sit here and put down a woman who puts together outrageous, but a look, it might be outrageous, but they are looks at the end of the day. They are serving at the end of the day. If you think I'm going to put that down, I'm not going to put it down, because it takes confidence to go out in this. Confidence. And I'm not going to sit here and put down a confident young girl. Not doing it. So Gypsy girls are not allowed to drink before marriage, but they all still go out and they all still have a great time.
And Gypsy girls aren't allowed to drink alcohol before marriage. But that doesn't stop them having a good time.
While there are a lot of downsides to this lifestyle, I do have to say, I think that this is quite beautiful. It is quite a beautiful outlook on life, that you don't need drugs, you don't need drinking to go and like really get wild and fun with your friends. Especially with young kids like this, I would think that that's the first thing they think they need to really let loose and have fun. But no, these girls go out and have a great time with none of those needed. They just use the energy off of each other. And I thought, you know, there are a lot of toxic things about this lifestyle, but if I'm going to look at some positives, I think that that is a true positive. You think the teenage girls are the only ones subjected to intense clothing? You'd be very wrong. High expectations for the younglings is a thing too. There is this girl that I saw in the episode who was dressed up in 500 meters of clothing. And just like with the older girls, you are not allowed to complain. As long as you look beautiful, that should be enough for you. Stick your chin up high and carry on with it. I find the painful clothing to be such a metaphor to what these girls go through in life. And maybe I'm just looking too deeply into things. Maybe I'm just seeing things that aren't there. But there is something pretty ironic about the girls having a symbolism of clothing that is beautiful. It's tight, conforming, painful, restrictive, cannot breathe. But you look beautiful and you look the way the men want you to look. So if it causes you pain, if it causes you repression, if you cannot breathe, it doesn't matter because you're beautiful and nothing else matters. And I found that really interesting. I found that to be in line with this lifestyle. You are aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I don't need to hear you. I just need to see you. Maybe I'm thinking too deeply into that, but I think that those ethics with the clothing align with a lot of their lifestyle. The women are to cook and to clean and stay at home with the kids while the men go out. And on top of that, the girls need to be getting married off at 15, 16, 17. Anything older is, you're just betraying the culture at that point, you know? Okay, speaking of dresses, it's finally Josie's wedding, and her dress weighs over 5 stone. Now, 5 stone is 31 kilograms.
Weighing over 5 stone, her dress has a thigh-length slit at the front to give it that certain Spanish something.
Yeah.
She has a whole teenager on her back, if you think about it correctly. These girls must be born with superpowers because I freak out if my t-shirt isn't the right texture. And here is this girl, like some Marvel superhero, carrying 5 stones of ruffles around her waist. Talk about powerful. Talk about believing in strength and endurance. Okay, we're going to talk about Swanley. Okay, I have some issues with Swanley. But then there is this other aspect to Swanley of, I kind of feel for him in a sense because we're expecting these high expectations of this guy who was 19 years old. You know, every guy that I knew at 19 was playing World of Warcraft in his bedroom and would forget to change his underwear for 3 days straight, you know? So I'm going to be harsh on Swanley, but as I'm harsh on Swanley, I want you to remember that he grew up in this culture just as Josie did. They both are just indoctrinated and they both are young, okay? But Swanley fucks me right off. Swanley pisses me off, okay? Josie's future husband had one job, and that was to get himself to the church. And even he failed at that. Yes, he was running late and got lost on the way to the church.
Excuse my friend, I have a church.
Over here somewhere.
Going down here somewhere, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, you looking for the wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With time ticking,
First left.
Swanley has finally been given clear directions.
No, this is a packing wedding.
These men in these communities sometimes come off so helpless. And it is so funny to me that yes, they are the providers, but without their mothers or their wives, they would be so incredibly screwed. You know, these men are like, I'm the head of the house. I'm in charge of everything. But really, without the mothers, without the wives, they have no direction at all. And this is a common theme throughout the show. The mothers organize everything. The mothers take care of the kids. The mothers do the laundry. The mothers do the cleaning. The mothers do the household labor. The mothers are taking care of everything. Of everything. Right? Of everything. If I had to choose between the mom's job and going to work every day, I'm going to work. I'm going to work.
Ooh, future me here. I wanted to pause and say that this came across differently when I was watching it. My point is that the mothers do so much work, the wives do so much work and have so much on their plates, and yet the dads and the fathers kind of go, I bring in the money. And it's like, yeah, but you're only able to do that because your wife sets up your life to be so easy. What I was trying to get across is mothers and wives in this community and in every community take on a profound and crazy job. And yeah, that's what I was trying to get across. I was not trying to say, me no mother suck. I realized that that's kind of how that came across, but no, it was the opposite. Profound respect for all these women out there taking care of everything, running the kingdom.
And then he has the gall to go down to the pub while he waits for her, even though there are people at the church. And then, oh, I was disgusted. I was disgusted. He chugged a beer and spilled the beer on himself right as he was walking down to say his vows. Get it together, Swanley. Get it together, Swanley. Okay? I know I'm being hard on Swanley. I do. And let's switch to something positive. There was this really cute moment where her dress had ripped because it's so fucking heavy. It's so heavy. Her dress had ripped, squeezing into her skin, making her feel uncomfortable. She can't get into her chair at the reception. Can't get into the chair at the reception. And he is helping her whichever way. He's got her up. He's got her down. He's got her to the side. He's got her to this side. It's like he's trying so hard to get her in this damn chair. It was really sweet to see Swanley like problem solve and like help his girl out. It was funny and cute, and I did Swanley made me smile there. Swanley, you did good. We're gonna talk about something serious, and that's grabbing. There is this thing within the gypsy culture called grabbing. And when other occasions, like weddings or events happen, those events are really important to other girls because that is where they're going to find their partner, because they can't go on dates and stuff like that. Like they can't go find people normally. And there was this girl who was friends with Josie who was invited to the wedding named Cheyenne. Okay, you with me? The girls can't date normally. They look for people at ceremonies to marry. So the guys have this thing called grabbing, and this has gone on forever, for centuries. Grabbing is where you grab a girl, and if you are able to kiss her, then she is taken. If she doesn't wed you, then she is dirty. She is she is, tainted now. So the girl has to fight back for her life to not get kissed and to try and get out of the boy's hold. This was extremely disturbing to watch. Extremely disturbing to watch. I was absolutely repulsed and disgusted. On top of that, this Cheyenne girl brought a friend. In the show, she said she specifically always has a friend with her, and this was the friend she chose that day, so that when she gets grabbed, someone can help get the guy off of her. The friend walks away. I don't know why the friend walks away. Maybe the friend was jealous. Maybe the friend was scared. There's a lot of different reasons why the friend could have walked away. But at the end of the day, you walked away from your friend when she had you, when she needed your help. And she didn't just need your help out of the blue. You specifically went with her. You specifically stayed with her so that if either one of you get grabbed, the other one can help each other out. And Cheyenne tried very hard to get out of the grasp of this man. And when the cameras followed her afterwards, Cheyenne admitted she hates this. It's uncomfortable. Of course it's not nice. But it is their culture, and it is something that must be dealt with.
No, it's not nice at all, but you just have to live with it. You have to keep trying to get him off you, and that's about it. That's all you can do.
And my heart broke, not just for her, but for this whole stupid, dumb tradition that this is promoting rape culture. This is allowing rape culture. This is not okay. This is wrong. You have to know that this is wrong. No ifs, ands, or buts. I don't care about your fucking culture. This is wrong. That girl looked in distress. And on top of it gets worse because when I watched it, it felt violent and it felt aggressive. And then when the cameras asked her, was this the worst one? She goes, oh no, this isn't even close to the worst one. This is definitely not violent. And I was just like, if this isn't violent, what has this girl experienced? What has she been subjected to? This is not okay. And if I saw this happening to my daughter, my heart would break. And the worst part is that the parents in this culture would see this happening to their kids and be okay with it. Like, that's like the crazy part. Like, that's the craziest part. And the episode ends there. It ends with Josie and Swanley finishing up the reception and going and living in their little caravan. And which, like, seriously, so cute. Love that for them. And yeah. Cheyenne bothered me the most. That whole situation bothered me so bad. It bothered me so much. Like, my heart hurt for her so bad. I feel for them in a sense of, yes, they think they want this, but how can we know for sure that they want this? And I feel bad for them for that. And I feel like, you know, there are beautiful aspects to the gypsy culture, but there are a lot of toxic ones too. And I don't care what culture you're from, your children need to be in school until they finish the 12th grade. People shouldn't be allowed to grab people for any reason. And they should be able to dress the way they want. Okay, like, some of the girls, I was like, oh my God. Like, I know, they all dress the same too, which means that I know that they do it out of obligation. Like, there has to be some girl in there that's like, no, I don't feel like wearing something skin tight today. Surely. I don't know. I could be wrong. And it's okay to dress like that. Like, I dress really provocative. Like, I prefer more of a provocative look sometimes. Most of the time. If I'm going to go out, I'd prefer to show more skin rather than less skin. I am that type of person. So I'm not coming from a place of judgment. I'm just coming from a place of, are they being brainwashed into this lifestyle, or are they actively choosing this lifestyle? Right? Anyway, those are my opinions on my big fat gypsy wedding. Let me know if you want me to cover more episodes and you want me to talk about it more. And thank you so much for being here. Make sure you like and subscribe and go follow me on my Instagram. Once I get some more followings going, I'll start posting on there more regularly. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!